Hello and welcome to the Thirsty Gamers. My name is Zach Crawford, and this is my review of New York Slice. Now, New York Slice is published by Bézier Games. It plays 2 to 6 players, and it plays in about 30 minutes. It's really short, it's really easy to teach, and it's a game that I think will go over really well with your friends and family. It's definitely a more casual game, it's not heavy. This could be a game where you play between more games that have a lot more meat on them. But let me show you the components first, and then I'll show you how it plays in a little bit. So as far as the components goes, this production value is off the charts. The box art, it's really clean, simple design. And then as you get into the actual cardboard pieces, the pizza looks amazing. I've heard a million times, basically, hey, I'm really hungry for pizza now. Now I will say that this is a reprint of Piece of Cake, and Piece of Cake does pop off the board a little bit, or definitely has a lot of brighter colors because you are dealing with different types of toppings for a cake. And pizza, unfortunately, kind of all looks the same. The other thing that I will say is they even have a notice in the rule book that basically says, try not to, when you're moving pieces around, try not to, scratch them on like a table or a hard surface. They recommend a cloth board. A lot of people don't have that, so just keep in mind that the longevity of this game might not be as long as you think. I've already kind of dinked the corners of them a little bit, and you can definitely tell there is some wear. Now, as far as the other production in this game, the rulebook is one of the best rulebooks I've seen as far as the visuals. It literally looks like you're going to a restaurant and you're getting a pizza, but before that you're opening up the menu, and it looks exactly like a pizza menu. From the topography, the visuals, it looks really, really good and well done. The other thing too is when you're doing the scoring at the end of the game, the scoring is basically on when you, again, go to a restaurant, you're getting your check. It literally looks like a check that you would pay. It's just amazing across the board what they did and how much theme they put into a very, very simple game. Now, as far as the game goes, this game brings a mechanic that's not in a lot of games. The mechanic is a basically I choose, you pick mechanic. First of all, you spread out the pizza into equal portions from the number of the players. So basically, if you're playing a 4-player game, you would spread it out into 4 portions. Now, they don't have to be equal portions though, and even the today's special can be its own portion by itself. But this really gives you choices as you're the first player, that you have to equally split it to where you're going to try to get something, because you're going to be picking last. So if you end up just having one piece that you don't really want, you're probably going to end up with that, and that's going to affect your scoring. This is a really cool mechanic, and again, it's not done in a lot of games. It's just really cool that you're like, because in a lot of games, when you're first player, you get to have a lot of the power. Now that's true in this game, but again, it takes away the power from you when you're basically just kind of grinding your teeth when other players are picking maybe the stack that you wanted, or the portion that you wanted. It's a really, really cool, interesting mechanic that I wish more games would do. The other thing too is when people pick their pizza, they can either place it in front of them, because this is a set collection game. There is numbers on the pizzas, and you have to get the most points. And the points are based on the types of pizza. The 11 is just all pepperoni, and there's also the 11 slices in the game. Now you do take out 3 at the beginning of the game, but so it gets some variation. But it's really cool that the 11s are the most points, but there is more slices in that game. But the other thing too is that you can actually eat pepperonis. Now the more pepperonis you eat, the higher that part of the score is. On the bad side is when you keep pizzas that have anchovies on them, and they're actually face up in front of you, they actually minus against those pepperonis. So you get a final score from the set collection you're getting, and also the pepperonis and the anchovies that you're either taking or not. It's a really interesting, you have to think about a lot of things that you're doing, whether you the person to your right goes for 11s and you're like, well, I'm not going to get 11, so I might as well just eat the pepperonis to get some type of score. Also, if you ever get tied in a set collection, so if me and the person to my right has both 3 pizzas that have the 9 value on them, we don't get any points. So it's at the end of the game, seems like it's a lot of similar like close scores, because even though there's a lot of different variables of points, it definitely is kind of a crunch, and you're looking around and seeing what other people have. The other thing is that you have those today's specials. In today's specials, you have a one-time kind of event or benefit to the person that gets that portion with the today's special. Those could be like veggie pizzas that are the 3s. There's not a lot of them because there's only 3 of them. They actually count 3 points. There's combo slices in this game, and they count as half slices. Well, if you get that today's special, then they count as 2 each for each of those halves. They're not counted as half slices. They're doubled. You can actually make the today's special as its own separate portion. But I haven't seen a lot of games like that where I think I've only seen it one time where one person said, you know what, I'm just going to do 1 portion. Now, as far as my final thoughts for this game to me is just an amazing filler that you can teach pretty much anybody. It's really not that hard. You can probably teach it in about 5 minutes. There's not a lot of types of pizzas. There's about 4 types of pizzas. There's the combo slices, the anchovy slice, the wild, where you can just basically put it on one type of set collection that you're trying to get. It's really not that hard, but there is a lot of strategy, which I like, and there is a little bit of downtime just because in a filler game you're thinking, no, this should go pretty quick. Well, the problem is that the person that's actually slicing the pizza takes a little bit to make sure that they're not screwing themselves at the end when it comes back to them. The production value, like I said, is off the charts. I did not like the insert that came in the box, because again, you have a million of those little triangle slices, and it really compacted that. So I actually threw out the insert, and I'm just going to put the pizza slices in baggies. I am a little bit worried about, just no one's going to all the time have a cloth, padding to basically keep those slices of pizza on. So there will be some dinged up scratches and things like that, because some people like to keep their games for a long time, or for to make them look good, because this production value does look good. I don't feel like I would get bored with this game. I think this game, obviously from being a reprint, this game has lived up for a long time, and I think they really killed it with the production, and also just it's a fun game already, and adding those today's specials was really a great touch to actually add a little bit more strategic to each round. So my final review for New York Slice is 9 out of 10. This is an amazing game. I think everybody should pick this game up if you really like a fast, fun theme, not this pizza theme. Hardly isn't in any game, and I really enjoyed it. I think that all your family members is going to really like this game, and it will definitely make you hungry. And as always, stay thirsty for games, my friends. Bye-bye.